As the continent continues to attract more FDIs in 2022, investment banking in Africa remains a rather untapped sector of the banking sector. Now, but could this change? For more on this, we are joined by David Sassoon, Executive Chairman, Joseph Sassoon Group. Thank you for making the time, David, and thank you for joining us. Let's dive straight into this in regards to Joseph Sassoon Group and what you aim to achieve in Africa in particular, and what the scene looks like in 2022.
Well, first of all, thank you again for having me on your program. What we are looking for in Africa is to identify opportunities in various sectors. We are an unconventional firm, so we're not necessarily following the herd. And what that means is we're looking to, in addition to bringing capital, investment capital in the continent, but we're also looking to bring technical know-how, especially in the technology sector, into Africa. And we believe through joint ventures and collaboration with firms, and especially in the tech sector, whether it's in the United States or Europe or in Israel, would be extremely beneficial and increase the value of the market in Africa. So the best way I can describe Joseph Sassoon Group as a hybrid, where we are bringing, in addition to the financial capital that we would bring into the market, is also the technical know-how, the expertise, as well as the network through which we can bring technology and other products and services that would enhance the market and offer other opportunities for other investors in various sectors throughout all the industries.
David, there seems to be a large attraction of firms onto the African continent in the early parts of this year. This year alone, we've seen more than $2 billion going to startups in Africa in just the first 2 months of the year already. So on track to beat previous records and previous numbers on the continent. Now, you've talked about tech as one of the sectors, but what particular interests are you and your investors or your shareholders as yourself interested in regards to this expansion?
Well, the first thing, to tell you the truth, we're looking mostly for startups and entrepreneurs. We're looking for companies that are new on the scene. They have disruptive products that would have a very positive impact, not only on the national or regional, but also on the global level. And then hopefully expand these companies and help them to grow and then expand in other markets, even outside of Africa. That's really what we're looking for right now. So we are focusing on AI, robotics. We're also looking at biotech, as well as fintech. And we have currently we have identified a few companies that we are in talks, preliminary conversations with them. Most of them are in the fintech sector right now, and we're hoping to complete our due diligence process and then see how we can help these companies. And the one most important thing for us is not just the bottom line as far as making a return on the investment, but we want to be in a type of investor that adds value to the companies that we work with. And that's the main focus of our strategy.
Your company based out of Israel, and Israel has done, has done fairly well when it comes to the startup scene over the past few years. So there are lessons to be picked from there, and there are lessons that can be shared for African startups. But the markets tend to be very different, and also the cash flow in African, when you look at things like the angel investing in Africa, which is largely needed to build the ecosystem, are almost non-existent. So what role and what can be learned from your experience and the Israel perspective that can be transferred onto African startups?
Well, it's actually a very good question, and this is actually the right question that it should have been asked a long time ago throughout the continent. You're right. Israel is a startup nation, and they have made tremendous progress in the tech sector. And let's look at it this way: a very small country like Israel produces more technology per capita than any country in the world, including the United States. And what we are able now to do with some of these companies in Israel is we're looking to build an ecosystem where African startups and entrepreneurs can work and collaborate with Israeli startups and entrepreneurs, especially the ones who are far advanced in their financial cycle, where they have already raised money, the product is already being produced, and they can share that technical know-how. And this is very important because at the same time, Africa is a huge market. And so if you have an Israeli company that produces a certain product, and now they're working and collaborating with an African company, whether it's in Nigeria, in Ghana, South Africa, you name it, they're going to be able to understand the African market and understand what are the needs and what are the shortfalls in the market. So this is important. At the same time, the African entrepreneur or the startup will be able to understand how this company was able to develop its product, and also how it was able to raise capital and understand a lot of the nuances that may not be as available as you said right now. Now, Joseph Sassoon comes and fills something very important. In addition to developing this ecosystem between the two sides, we are looking to work with local angel investors, financial firms, investment firms, venture capital, both inside and outside of Africa, to where we start actually helping growing the angel investor sector in the continent. And that could be through certain financing products that we offer, that we would be able to finance an investor's acquisition or investment in some of these technologies, co-invest with them. And this way, it brings more capital circulating in the market. It unlocks a lot of opportunities, both for us as a